Right now at 5, the Joplin City Council takes steps to move forward with a $375 million development project.
And while today we could see some showers and storms, we do have alert days this week. We're going to break down your forecast for you coming up.
Plus, it's election day for some in Kansas. What you can expect to see on the ballot.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Tuesday, March the 3rd. Happy Tuesday to everybody. So you may have noted if you joined us last night or last evening for KOAM News, we now have actual official alert days in place for Wednesday and Friday of this week. We've been talking about, we started talking about it last week. That we were watching the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms this week, that potential is increasing. Now, this is not to set anybody into a state of panic. I want to emphasize that. It's just the potential for a severe weather event has increased. All right, so that's something we want to watch very closely. This is Severe Weather Preparedness Week. I haven't checked around yet, but I know Springfield National Weather Service Office, remember they also cover Bourbon, Crawford, Cherokee counties in Kansas. They have canceled the tornado drill for Wednesday. And I imagine that's probably going to be the case across our region simply because we'll have thunderstorms ongoing tomorrow. Let's talk about today first. We got to get your Tuesday started, and then in a few more minutes, we're going to go just like we did yesterday. We're going to break it all down for you. But again, first, today. And a live look from the Wesco camera here on top of the KOAM TV studios, looking back east outside, and a little bit, clearly on the dark side out there. We have cloud cover. We've got some light breezes out there. We've had some showers. Nothing on the Skywatch Storm Tracker now, but we could still get a few more out there this morning. KDOT camera 69400 looks all right, and our final stop, the MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, looking good as well this morning. Let's take a look. Again, Skywatch Storm Tracker, our area is clear. Now you see the number of lightning strikes, and it's counting somewhere probably right where we can't see it, because that counter will count anything that is within the boundaries of your TV, anything that's within the boundaries of this box. So right now we are clear. We've had some light drizzle trying to form out there. We might get a few more showers, even a thunderstorm or two possible this morning. Not expecting anything severe. In terms of the fog again, we have that same situation primarily along and north of I-44. Some reduced visibilities. Iola just under 3. We've got some also building into eastern portions of Berry County. So like yesterday, slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Now for today, we've talked about this whole day 1, day 2 thing before from the Storm Prediction Center. Today is day 1, but through Zulu time, through universal time, day 1 continues into early tomorrow morning. So this isn't necessarily a threat for today. It's for late tonight, very early tomorrow morning. And right now, we just have a risk area along and north of I-44 for the potential for some large hail out there, and that'll be overnight tonight. We got 50 in Joplin right now, 46 in Pittsburgh. Like I said, we're going to break down the details on that, so don't worry. We're sticking around. We're going to go all for it. Like yesterday as well, a little warmer pocket down south, sitting at 60 in Grove as the warm spot. Up north, a little cooler, 42. Yates Center, Iola, a couple of the cooler spots out there. Otherwise, upper 40s and some low 50s to start our day. It's going to be breezy. We'll have non-thunderstorm winds today, gusting upwards of 30 out of the south, mostly cloudy skies. Again, we could get some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder between now and about 11 a.m. or so. It'll be very isolated. Then we get a pause, and as we go into the afternoon again, after 3, showers, few thunderstorms will start building in across the area, continuing into the evening. But again, at this point, this activity is not expected to be strong or severe. Quick look at that bus stop forecast, mid-50s out there, throwing up the isolated showers. I still think a few are possible, about 70 by lunch and recess. Again, start to see some isolated showers and storms as kids head home this afternoon. We're going to go low 60s by 9. Again, an isolated shower storm out there that begins to return by late afternoon into the evening hours. Highs into the mid-70s, and as I mentioned, very windy. South winds gusting to 30. We're going to break down the details on this severe threat for you and go over everything you need to know for today, tonight, tomorrow, and all the way into Friday here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Authorities identified the victim in this weekend's deadly bar district shooting in Joplin. They say this man, Anthony Campbell of Joplin, was found in the 500 block of Joplin Avenue with multiple gunshot wounds. He was dead at the scene. Joplin police responded to the shooting just before 2 Saturday morning. Investigators say the suspect fled before officers arrived. No one is in custody. While the investigation is ongoing, JPD believes this was an isolated incident. An autopsy for Campbell was scheduled for yesterday. Well, land development fell under the spotlight during last night's Joplin City Council meeting. On the agenda was a return to a proposed $375 million mixed-use development project. Wazonia Real Estate hopes to redevelop nearly 80 acres just east of Rangeline from 22nd Street to 30th Street. The project would include a large indoor and outdoor sports complex, parkland, anchor retail spaces, 350 units of multifamily housing, in addition to trail with water features. The council voted unanimously to advance the ordinances on approving the cooperative agreement between the development and the city of Joplin for financing both the sports facility and the Prospect Village redevelopment project. If approved, the $375 million project would be Joplin's largest development since the opening of North Park Mall in 1972. Well, Frontenac residents will vote today on how to pay for a state-mandated new wastewater treatment plan. City leaders say they've known since 2018 the current lagoon system can't meet tougher ammonia and phosphorus limits, so a new mechanical plant and a $21 million loan are now unavoidable. A proposed 0.75% city sales tax could generate $600,000 to $700,000 a year, reducing how much sewer rates must rise. Well, memorial ride honoring fallen Christian County deputies Gabriel Ramirez and Michael Highslope took a frightening turn over the weekend. A motorcyclist riding near the front of the group crashed after swerving to avoid a car. Adam Woodbury has the details.
It started as a familiar route.
Basically, it was just going down 125 to 160 and just doing, which is a pretty normal bike route for a lot of motorcycles. And that eventually, we didn't make it past 125.
Daniel Campbell had been leading 30 motorcycles on a memorial ride when they crested this hill on Highway 125 in Sparta. That's when he says he saw headlights in his lane.
Basically going around and we come into a straight, and next thing you know, I just come over a crest of a hill and there's a car coming straight at me.
The driver, he says, was attempting to pass another car in a double solid yellow line zone. Campbell says there was only one thing he could do.
It's like your main option is your best option is avoid hitting the car head on, and you just hope for the best after that.
As a former motocross racer, Campbell says he relied on instinct.
I just remember telling myself, you got to ditch the bike. So I ditched the bike. Of course, at that speed, it's pretty, I knew it was going to be pretty ugly, but I remember hitting my head, head first into the ground. It broke my visor and it broke my glasses.
He slid into a large front yard, which he says was probably the best place for something like this to happen.
I mean, there's a big yard. You have this ditch of grass, nicely cut grass, and I was like, and it's huge. Well, that's a perfect spot. I mean, you had to bail to get off the road, that was it.
Overall, Campbell says he's okay. He's got a few scrapes and is a bit sore, but he's thankful it wasn't any worse.
But yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Could have really been a tragedy. Tragedy on top of tragedy is not something nobody wants to see.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The latest on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East as U.S. officials are urging Americans to leave the region now. And we're tracking the potential for upcoming severe weather. Chris will break it down with a full look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping World Watch, the ongoing U.S. and Israel strikes on Iran are expected to be discussed when President Trump hosts the German Chancellor at the White House today. U.S. Central Command said new strikes have taken out key Iranian military sites, though Iran's retaliatory hits have also spread in the region. The Pentagon now says that at least 6 U.S. service members have been killed since the bombing began 4 days ago. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn has more from New York.
Blasts rocked Iran early Tuesday. The Pentagon says U.S. forces destroyed Iranian military command facilities, airfields, and missile and drone launch sites. Overnight, suspected Iranian missiles were shot down over Doha, while Saudi Arabia's defense ministry said Iranian drones struck the U.S. embassy in Riyadh, causing minor damage.
The hardest hits are yet to come. from the U.S. military.
Monday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned the next phase of operations will be even more punishing for Iran. He held a briefing with lawmakers that some Democrats say sparked more questions than answers.
This is Trump's war. This is a war of choice. He has no strategy. He has no end game.
President Trump defended the strikes in a letter to Congress obtained by CBS News, arguing, quote, the threat to the United States and its allies became untenable.
This was our last best chance to strike.
The president says operations will continue until Iran's missile capabilities, nuclear ambitions, and navy are all destroyed.
We projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
The president added in a lengthy social media post overnight that U.S. munitions stockpiles have, quote, never been higher, and that wars can be fought forever using those supplies. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The State Department says the embassies in Saudi Arabia and Israel are closed today. The one in Kuwait closed indefinitely due to Iran's retaliatory attacks. Evacuations have also been ordered for non-emergency personnel and families in Qatar, Bahrain, and Jordan. Well, most Americans disapprove of U.S. military action in Iran, and a majority think a long-term conflict is likely. That's according to a new CNN poll conducted by research firm SSRS. Nearly 6 in 10 say they oppose the decision to strike Iran, and more than half believe the conflict will drag on for an extended period of time. Most also question President Donald Trump's handling of the situation, with 60% saying he does not have a clear plan. Most also say he should seek congressional approval before any further action. Just 12% support sending U.S. ground troops into Iran. Well, still to come, how one Kansas City woman is inspired by tragedy to create a service highlighting different authors. Plus, we're tracking the potential for upcoming severe weather. Chris will break it down with a full look at your forecast. Well, following tragedy, one Kansas City woman is starting a new service to honor a friend's legacy. Donna Pittman has the details of a new book box that strives to highlight authors of all backgrounds.
A hum in her heart, Charmaine Merriweather's mission, sharing the work of BIPOC authors.
It stands for Black, Indigenous, and More People of Color.
Charmaine is CEO and founder of Hugh's Book Box, a subscription book service focusing on diverse writers and characters.
What's different from us than other subscription boxes is like we are really curating to your taste. You're not just getting a blank box, that everybody's getting the same one.
Packs and boxes I was supposed to pack.
Another difference, other services offer books mainly by white writers.
Basically, if there were 100 books that they were offering, about 5 would have main characters that were even people of color. I'm just gonna put them in there like that.
Charmaine wants to rewrite that norm.
This isn't supposed to be a preachy, do your anti-racist work, tear down everything wrong with you. I think, positive reinforcement is good, and reading books should be fun.
Open a book and you can be transported anywhere with all the unexpected that comes with that. It's the unexpected that really fueled Charmaine's passion for Hugh's Book Box.
It was September 2020. It was the 1-year anniversary of my best friend suddenly passing. She literally just collapsed at work.
She and Desiree had talked of a subscription business together.
What could I do to honor her memory? And, excuse me, I didn't know this was gonna choke me up. And, sorry, wow, I guess I haven't talked about it in a while.
Through the sorrow, she's making a difference with every box.
There you go.
Well, what a meaningful way to be able to honor and remember your friend's legacy. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, here's some things that you do need to know across the region heading through the rest of this week. Scattered showers and storms possible today in the morning and then again later this evening, and we'll have those gusty winds. We have alert days tomorrow and Friday for the severe threat that we are looking at, which we're going to break down for you, and our temperatures continuing to remain above normal. The latest on your forecast when we come back.
Well, following tragedy, one Kansas City woman is starting a new service to honor a friend's legacy. Donna Pittman has the details of a new book box that strives to highlight authors of all backgrounds.
A hum in her heart, Charmaine Merriweather's mission, sharing the work of BIPOC authors.
It stands for Black, Indigenous, and More People of Color.
Charmaine is CEO and founder of Hughes Book Box, a subscription book service focusing on diverse writers and characters.
What's different from us than other subscription boxes is like we are really curating to your taste. You're not just getting a blank box, that everybody's getting the same one.
So packs and boxes I was supposed to pack.
Another difference, other services offer books mainly by white writers.
Basically, if there were 100 books that they were offering, about 5 would have main characters that were even people of color. I'm just gonna put them in there like that.
Charmaine wants to rewrite that norm.
This isn't supposed to be a preachy, do your anti-racist work, tear down everything wrong with you. I think, positive reinforcement is good, and reading books should be fun.
Open a book and you can be transported anywhere with all the unexpected that comes with that. It's the unexpected that really fueled Charmaine's passion for Hughes Book Box.
It was September 2020. It was the 1-year anniversary of my best friend suddenly passing. She literally just collapsed at work.
She and Desiree had talked of a subscription business together.
What could I do to honor her memory? And, excuse me, I didn't know this was gonna choke me up. And, sorry, wow, I guess I haven't talked about it in a while.
Through the sorrow, she's making a difference with every box.
There you go.
What a meaningful way to be able to honor and remember your friend's legacy. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, here's some things that you do need to know across the region heading through the rest of this week. Scattered showers and storms possible today in the morning and then again later this evening, and we'll have those gusty winds. We have alert days tomorrow and Friday for the severe threat that we are looking at, which we're going to break down for you, and our temperatures continuing to remain above normal. The latest on your forecast when we come back.
Many have served. Most don't consider themselves heroes, but we do. And we proudly say their names in every newscast every day. Nominate the hero in your life at KOAMNewsNow.com. They've earned it. 4 state heroes from KOAM and your Midwest Ford dealers.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast Crawlcat's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find 2 links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the Crawcat. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense price.
It's mowing season. And Bad Boy Mowers has the best lineup in the game. Built to win with more power, advanced engineering, and performance that never quits. Whether you're playing on this field or this field. So this mowing season, raise your game and join the team. Bad Boy, mow with an attitude.
Start your day with a clear view. Brought to you by Wesco, a proud sponsor of the Skywatch weather camera on KOAM Morning News. Every morning see live weather conditions from 7th and Rangeline, so you know what's coming before you head out the door. Wesco Home Furnishings, comfort you can count on.
Great news! Wesco Home Furnishings 12-hour sale is held over through Monday. Drastic markdowns. Queen bed, $399. Sofa, $479. Plus up to 48 months interest-free financing. The 12-hour sale held over, but it ends Monday at Wesco Home Furnishings.
Wood & Peterson. We're prepared to help injured clients and their families.
Trusted, balanced, dedicated. Join Dow Quick on the 4 states' most watched news. Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 521 on this Tuesday morning. Lots to go over. Now, right now, Skywatch Storm Tracker in our immediate area is clear. We do have those clouds across the region, and we could, believe it or not, get some additional isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms between now and about 11 a.m. Nothing severe expected with anything we see this morning, but it is a possibility out there as we get our Tuesday underway. Now, remember, we've talked about day 1, day 2, and all that business. Day 1 is always today, day 2 is tomorrow, etc. But Storm Prediction Center runs on GMT time. Okay, and so day 1 carries us into early tomorrow morning. So you'll see this out there. We have this level 1 out of 5 risk for some large hail across a good portion of the area, along and north of I-44. It's day 1, it's today. But it's really a threat that'll be late tonight into early tomorrow morning. We're not anticipating any severe weather today. It'll be very late tonight, early tomorrow morning, we see that threat. So let's take a look at the future track and what we've got going on across the region. Today, we're cloudy. Again, we should dry out. What we see this morning should be fairly isolated, widely scattered at best. Once we get past about 3, additional showers and thunderstorms will begin to develop. They'll be fairly scattered in nature, but we will have these storms, not expecting these to be severe. These will clear out a bit. It's this business that starts rolling in from the west at about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning into our western counties. This is what we're watching. This is honestly, at this point, why we have an alert day for tomorrow, is because between about 3 or 4 tomorrow morning and about noon, showers, thunderstorms begin building in. Here we are at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. We've got thunderstorms out in our western counties. Some of these could be strong to severe. These will continue to push east and, as you can see, could potentially increase in coverage. We're running 2 types of data here. That's why you get some overlapping, but it gives you that idea that there's still not 100% consensus on the placement of the storms, but there is consensus that we will get these storms. So by 8, showers, thunderstorms, and again, some of these could be strong to severe. By noon, this activity does begin winding down and pushing out of the area, at least from the severe perspective, leaving us with scattered storms throughout the day. Not expecting those to be stronger, not expecting them to be severe, but a strong storm or 2 will be possible. We go overnight Wednesday, few lingering storms out there pushing out of the region. Thursday is a day where we're going to have the opportunity for some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms, although as you can see, not much shows up. Now we run out of data Friday 1 a.m., but by Friday at 1 a.m., it's what's taking place out to our west that we are going to be watching. So for tomorrow, this is where, again, gets more interesting because this will kick in later in the day tomorrow. So that's why I left a D off, I apologize. But that's why these risks are off in the southeastern portion of our area, because this will be for later. And so we'll have to see what happens for the day 1 and day 2 updates as to what risks we get. But this is what's going to be lingering from the activity tomorrow morning as it begins to exit our region, and all hazards are possible. So that's why we want to watch that. Then we get into our Thursday and out here. And this is, again, going to be really for Thursday night. What you saw Friday at 1 a.m., that's what this is for. It's a level 1 out of 5 risk building into Thursday, but it'll be very late Thursday. This is where our greatest concern comes from. This is that extended severe weather outlook. This is Friday. As mentioned, there are only 2 categories. Bulk of the region is in that higher end category. We have a great concern for the severe threat on Friday. All hazards are possible, but there's a couple of scenarios that could play out for Friday. One is that we get individual storms, supercells. And if that's the case, then the tornado risk, the hail risk would be a bit higher across the area. But the other possible scenario is those storms to our west early Friday morning begin to build into a line of storms. And if that's what takes place, then we end up with a greater damaging wind risk, but we would still have the isolated tornado threat and the hail risk as we go into Friday afternoon and evening. So that's what we want to watch very closely. And if the system slows down, then we're looking at that potentially lingering into early Saturday morning as well. So you need to be very weather aware over the next few days for what the expectations are. Again, for this morning, while we're clear now, some isolated showers, couple of rumbles of thunder will be possible. We're much warmer, near 60 to start, near 70 by 11 a.m. Highs today pushing into the mid-70s. We'll go mid-60s tomorrow, low 70s Thursday, mid-70s again on Friday. We're going to watch these storms very closely, lingering into Saturday. Temperatures remaining above normal into the start of next week. That's a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over now to Samantha with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Well, can artificial intelligence give good medical advice? As more people turn to chatbots for medical answers, tech companies have begun to offer programs that are specifically designed with health in mind. OpenAI now has ChatGPT Health that can analyze users' medical records and wellness app information to help answer questions. AI company Anthropic is offering a similar health feature to some users of Claude chatbot. Well, March is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. MS is a chronic, often disabling autoimmune disease that impacts the central nervous system. And since a majority of the estimated 1 million Americans with this disorder are women, many patients may be getting a double whammy of symptoms. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains how menopause can mimic MS and why doctors say knowing which is to blame for a certain symptom can help bring relief to both women who have it. We apologize for that technical error. Well, that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, despite national concerns, foreign exchange students and their host families in the 4 states continue to feel at ease.
And we've got a potentially wet Wednesday out there. Some showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder. Take a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, it's Read Across America Week. We take a look at how one area library is celebrating literacy.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Tuesday, March the 3rd. So we've talked about it. We've been talking about it. We do now have alert days for tomorrow and for Friday for that potential for some severe weather, which we will break down for you. We're going to get into all those details for you. If you missed it just a few minutes ago, don't worry. We're going to go in depth one more time, but we have to get through today. Yes. And while we do have some shower and thunderstorm chances today, we're not anticipating anything severe for our Wednesday. It'll be late tonight into early tomorrow, or tomorrow's Wednesday. Tuesday. I apologize.
Tuesday.
We're not anticipating anything severe for our Tuesday. It'll be late tonight into Wednesday morning that we have that threat. So let's get through Tuesday first. And we're going to start with a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. We have cloudy skies. Unfortunately, there's a lunar eclipse going on. I didn't know about this. I disconnect from the world when I go home. I had no idea there was a lunar eclipse today, but it's okay because we couldn't see it anyway. And that's unfortunate, but there is one taking place now. But otherwise, looking good. We got some haze. We do have some patchy fog out there. Quick look, KDOT camera 69-400. Again, you can see it's a little hazy. Car headlights make it a little easier to see some of that light fog out there. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, a little out of focus, but otherwise it's looking good. No fog being seen from that particular perspective. Nothing on the Skywatch storm tracker. I've talked about it. We had some isolated sprinkles. We could get some additional isolated to widely scattered showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder this morning. But again, if we do see anything, nothing severe is expected. What we've got is very similar to yesterday, along and north of the I-44 corridors, where we're seeing some patchy fog with Iola. Lowest visibility is just under 3 miles, and some of that dense fog working into eastern Berry County. So you know the drill. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights, if you've got them, slow down. Give yourself time to get where you're going. Temperatures this morning much warmer. Sitting at 50 in Joplin, 46 in Pittsburgh. Like yesterday, though, we have that warm bubble down in the southern portions of our area, so a little warmer, some upper 50s. With Grove being the warm spot at 59. Yates Center, Iola still the colder spots, both at 42, but most of us into the upper 40s and low 50s to start our day. Future track for today, we'll have cloudy skies. Anything we see this morning will be done by 11, and then about 3 o'clock or so, additional scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms will begin to develop. But again, into the evening, this isn't anticipated to be severe. It's what we're expecting overnight tonight, which again, we'll break down for you in just a few more minutes. Today, low 60s by 9, about 70 by noon, mid 70s for our highs. Much warmer today, breezy. Non-thunderstorm winds, 10 to 20 out of the south, gusting upwards of 30, so be prepared for that as well. As mentioned, any storms we see today should stay behaved, but tonight into tomorrow and beyond, it gets a little different. We're going to break down that severe threat for you and what we're looking at here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Despite growing concerns and controversies regarding the presence of ICE nationwide, foreign exchange programs in the 4 states remain largely unaffected. KOAM's Kenny Foreman tells us why some students and their host families continue to feel at ease.
I'm here legally, and I know if I didn't do anything to the agents nor anything illegal, I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to get deported. I'm not going to receive any punishment because I'm here legally. So I'll just wait, follow the officer's instructions, wait until documentation is shown.
That's 15-year-old Hugo Diaz of Madrid, Spain. This year, he's attending East Newton High School as a sophomore. While some families might be hesitant to host a foreign exchange student given the current political climate, Hugo's host mother, Kayla Snow, was excited to open up her home, especially with Hugo being documented and prepared to handle any questioning.
As a former staff sergeant in the Army National Guard and as a current public service servant, we are pro-ICE. We believe in the government doing their job. Hugo being here, he's here 100% legally.
The two were connected through Green Heart Exchange, where local coordinator Kristen McNeil works to ensure that all students and families are informed and put at ease before forming connections.
Our students are fully approved. They all have their documentations, and so that's something that I let potential host families know. When we have students that are here and families get orientated or they have an orientation to help them through the process before the students even arrive.
And rather than living in fear, she's encouraging host families to instead showcase the positive aspects of American culture.
The families may need that way to kind of get out of that thought process by saying, you know, we're going to focus solely on the positive of having a student from a different country and show them what is great about being in America, you know. And again, it has so much to offer.
Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Well, some of the country's most important historical documents are beginning a first-of-its-kind journey this week. This comes as the United States is preparing to celebrate its 250th anniversary as a nation. Officials say documents like the 1783 Treaty of Paris that formally ended the Revolutionary War and the 1774 Articles of Association that urged colonists to boycott British goods are rarely moved from its secure location at the National Archives. But other documents in their care will be making a trip this time.
They include George Washington's sworn oath of allegiance to the United States, a stone engraving of the Declaration of Independence, the Treaty of Paris that ended the Revolutionary War, and the markup of the Bill of Rights.
Officials say the Boeing 737 Freedom plane transporting the documents is just one of many events and activities planned across the country to mark America's commemoration. Well, Pittsburgh Parks and Recreation is teaming up with Pitt State students to shape the future of local parks and programs. A community town hall meeting is set for Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Lincoln Center. Anyone who uses or wants to use park facilities and programs is invited to share ideas. PSU students will use the input for an upcoming survey to help build a new strategic plan for Pittsburgh's parks and recreation. Well, this week in Oklahoma, the Miami Public Library kicked off Read Across America Week by reading to children at the local Head Start. The celebration coincides with Dr. Seuss's birthday and highlights the importance of early childhood literacy. The library manager emphasizes that reading to young children provides academic and social benefits that last a lifetime.
I have an almost 4-month-old baby, and so the worry is, okay, am I going to do well enough? Am I going to teach him to be able to read or say enough words for him as he's growing for him to catch on and be on par with where he needs to be for schooling?
Baker emphasizes the importance of teaching children to read as it can give them a head start in their schooling. The Miami Library also hopes these reading moments will help build a stronger foundation for the next generation of learners. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Oil prices surged on Monday as tensions in the Middle East escalate. What you need to know about the impacts to your wallet. In Consumer Watch, most public school teachers are working more than one job. A new Gallup survey released Monday found 71% hold at least one side gig. And 85% of those teachers work that extra job during the school year, not just over breaks. Nearly a third say their second job has nothing to do with education. Some drive for rideshare services, deliver food, or work in restaurants after the school day ends. Only 28% of teachers say they're living comfortably on their household income. Researchers say teachers can earn roughly 27% less than other workers with similar levels of education. That's it for Consumer Watch. And now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Here's what you need to know across the area over the next couple of days. We do have the potential for some scattered showers and storms today. Winds will be picking up. Not expecting severe weather today, but we have alert days tomorrow and Friday as we are anticipating strong to severe thunderstorms tomorrow morning and then again on Friday across the region. And our temperatures will continue to remain above normal. We got a lot to cover. We're going to break it all down for you when the KOAM Morning News returns.
The military action with Iran isn't just impacting gas prices here at home. An update in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. Conflict with Iran already impacting global markets. And for farmers right now, the concern is what it will mean for fertilizer prices. One fertilizer market expert telling us from a timing standpoint, the issues regarding fertilizer could not be worse for ag. He says a multi-week conflict could keep some supply from getting to the U.S. in time for spring planting. Some fertilizer product prices had already rallied sharply the last few sessions in reaction to the escalation of the Iranian conflict. Target says it will only sell cereals made without certified synthetic colors by the end of May. It becomes the largest retailer to do so amid a crackdown on artificial dyes. The retailer said it has worked closely with national and own brand partners to reformulate products where needed, and the decision applies to cereals sold both in-store and online. Now, Walmart said last year it would remove synthetic dyes from its private label foods by January of next year. And what's the #1 state for milk production in the U.S.? Well, it's California, which produces 41 billion pounds. That's followed by Wisconsin at more than 32 billion pounds. Idaho comes in third, just slightly ahead of Texas. And in 2024, Texas made history by unseating Idaho to claim the #3 spot. Before recent volatility, Idaho held a firm grip on the #3 spot for 15 years. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
And again, we've got a lot to cover this morning. We're going to start with the Skywatch Storm Tracker, which again for now is clear. We do have the potential for some isolated to widely scattered showers or thunderstorms this morning. Not expecting anything severe with this activity. Right now, there's nothing out there, but it is still a possibility. You can see we've got plentiful cloud cover across the region as well. All right, let's break this down because there's a lot to break down. And I like to try and explain it the best I can so that you folks at home know what's going on, because it's an era of social media. I can get that word out. And you're going to see a lot of different things. And sometimes it's tough to know what you're looking at. And sometimes the people who share those things don't know exactly what they're looking at and make it sound like it's a rough situation or it's something like that. This is day one. As we've discussed before, day one is today. Day two on the severe weather outlooks, of course, tomorrow. You kind of get the idea. Day one is always today. This is updated every so many hours on day one, and the further out you get, they're updated much less often. So what we have is this level 1 out of 5 risk for large hail along and north of I-44. Now, again, if you just look at this graphic at face value, it's for today. But remember, Storm Prediction Center runs on GMT time, Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, so day one actually carries us into very early tomorrow morning. This risk is for late tonight and early tomorrow morning. During the daytime hours today, we're not anticipating any severe weather across the area. That's where it gets a little misleading sometimes if you don't know exactly what you're looking at. So that's what we have here is that risk. So let's take a look at the future track and break down what we've got. Again, between now and 11 a.m., an isolated shower thunderstorm possible. Most of us dry, just cloudy, breezy as well. No severe weather expected. Here we are at noon. We go to about 3 o'clock or so. We're going to start to see some scattered showers and some thunderstorms begin to develop across the area. At this time, we're not anticipating severe weather. Could we get a stronger storm with some small hail? Possibly. But we're not anticipating severe thunderstorms with any of this activity into the evening hours. Once we go late evening and overnight, that's when things begin to change a bit. Take a look off to our west. This is 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. See these storms? That's where our concern comes in. So our alert day for tomorrow is for what I'm about to show you. We have these thunderstorms roughly from 4 a.m. to about noon tomorrow that could pose a severe threat with all hazards being possible. So we go into 5 a.m. thunderstorms. Now, what we've done too is we've overlaid 2 different points of data. So you can see exact placement of storms is not in complete agreement, but there's complete agreement on thunderstorms. They're fairly close, and the timing is spot on. You can see like these 2 separate storms here, slightly different locations, but they're in the same rough area at the same time. So that's where the confidence levels increase that storms are going to happen. Showers, storms through the morning hours. By 8, we'll have scattered storms. Some of these could be strong to severe across the region. These will continue again through about noon. Then we'll start to see things, at least momentarily, wind down. We could still get scattered storms, and a strong storm or 2 tomorrow afternoon is possible, but the greater severe risk tomorrow is going to be in the morning, again from about 4 to noon. Once we go into the evening, we see a few more scattered showers and storms. That's 8 o'clock Wednesday. And we go overnight, we get some additional development along and south of I-44. Those storms also could be strong to severe late Wednesday and early Thursday. Again, all hazards will be possible with those. Then for Thursday, it's mostly cloudy, and we could still see an isolated shower storm, but most of us are expected to remain fairly dry on Thursday. Then we go into Friday. Friday has 2 possible scenarios, and I'm going to be honest with you right now. Our future track data is picking up on both situations at different times, so we're going to have to see exactly what pans out. Let's talk about tomorrow. Now, this is where it gets more interesting. This is day 2, so this is going to carry us Wednesday, mid-morning, and beyond, and you can see our severe risks are southeast. We have all hazards, isolated risk for most, and we do have that slight level 2 out of 5 risk, barely clipping us here. But that is, again, for what we're expecting tomorrow, late evening, that could develop along and south of I-44. In the morning is where we've got the threat northwest of that point. And then we go beyond that into Thursday. So this is today, well, again, tonight. This is tomorrow evening, and Thursday late night, very early Friday morning. We have a level 1 out of 5 risk. Then this is what we are most concerned about. This here, we talked about, this is the extended severe weather outlook. Anything that's in what they consider days 4 to 8, anything they highlight, as you can see first, only has 2 categories. And they only highlight when the computer data is in very good agreement of something happening. Now, the computer data can be in very good agreement that we're going to have storms with, severe winds, for example. This does not necessarily indicate tornado outbreak, which is what you may see from some folks. All hazards, though, are possible with this. This is simply an indication that there's very good agreement that we are going to see severe weather Friday across pretty much the entire area, with this orange zone being a higher confidence level of severe weather. So again, this doesn't, anytime you see this doesn't always mean that the world is going to come to an end on Friday. It just means that there's good agreement, high confidence that we're going to get some severe storms. Now, as I mentioned, all hazards are possible Friday. This is where it gets a little trickier as we go into Friday. That was the wrong button. This is the right button. We have 2 possible scenarios on Friday. One is that we get supercell development. Now, you all know what a supercell is. It's those storms by themselves. That could play out in the first part of our Friday, where we get individual supercells in this activity very early Friday morning. If that happens, then of course that could increase our tornado risk and increase that hail risk, and of course we'll still have that damaging wind threat. The other possibility, and this one again is showing both, it shows the supercell chances early Friday morning, then Friday afternoon we kind of pause for a moment, and then we get a line of storms that'll develop off to our west and begin pushing east. If that scenario takes place, and if both takes place, then we've got a situation, but if the line takes place, that greatly increases the damaging wind risk, but still keeps a lower tornado and hail risk associated with it. So it's a lot we want to keep an eye on. Friday is our biggest concern for more widespread severe weather, so we really want to watch that, but we also have that severe weather potential tomorrow morning as well. We're going to have another look at your forecast right after this.
Well, would you like a side of AI with your Whopper? Burger King says it's piloting an AI chatbot named Patty in 500 local restaurants. She's connected to worker headsets, and the chain says she can help with manners. It says the idea isn't to survey employees or enforce a script. Rather, it's to give managers feedback on hospitality norms. It says it wants to take Patty nationwide by the end of the year. Can you imagine just like having somebody in your ear being like, you were not polite enough to that customer.
I know. Yeah, that's kind of a little freaky. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong. We have people talk to us in our ears.
Yes.
They haven't told us yet that we're not polite enough,
real.
but
They're
and that is
real.
true. Tim is very real. Trevor's very real. They're all very real back there. So that is a little freaky, though. Like, just to have it go, oh, I'm so sorry. You were not very nice to that person. Try harder. And then it tells your manager, too. It's like telling on you, too. All right, let's talk about today. We're going to get through this. We'll get into the rest of our forecast here. We've got scattered showers, a couple of thunderstorms possible this morning. Most of us, I think, will be dry. We'll start near 60 and near 70 by 11 o'clock this morning. Highs today into the mid-70s. By about 3, we start to see the return of some scattered shower and thunderstorm chances. Breezy. South winds gusting to 30 across the area. Scattered showers, storms through the evening, more overnight, and we'll fall back into the 50s. West winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We have our alert day Wednesday, Friday for that severe threat. Now, our severe threat Wednesday looks to be in the morning from about 4 to noon. Friday, it's a bit iffy, but we do have that severe threat through the day, with the greatest chance, I think, going to be in the late afternoon and into the evening hours. Temperatures remaining above normal could last into early Saturday. They will start to clear out a bit. Stick with us. Got a whole nother hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.